I am Justin Noggle. The truth is, I desperately need a haircut. No, the truth is, I have bipolar disorder. Hey everyone, it's been a really long time. This video is way overdue, and I'm actually excited to say that some friends have actually requested I do another one, even though it's been on my heart to do so. It's been way too long, and I think I've just been pulled away by life and everything going on, but I'm really glad to be back, and I hope that you watching are doing well as you can. Things have changed a lot since the last we spoke, as weird as that sounds and feels. Clearly there's a pandemic on the loose, and it certainly doesn't seem to be getting any better in the United States, at least. I have a feeling that this video could be all over the place, so that's kind of how I roll. So we will see. But this pandemic has severely isolated many people. And for various periods of time, with shutdowns and everything else, we're on our own. And while I know a lot of introverts might enjoy isolating and being on their own, and believe it or not, I actually enjoy being on my own isolating too. I know a lot of people probably think that I'm an extrovert, and in a large way I kind of am. I wasn't always that way. But I've enjoyed my time kind of slinking away and then not having to have responsibilities. It's not responsibilities, but having to do everything that I normally would have to do. That said, I'm incredibly fortunate and blessed to be married to a wonderful woman, a very godly woman. And when the two of us are hanging out, she's my best friend. We have a great time, and we do everything together. Some people find it almost offensive how close we are. But where I'm going with this is a lot of people are single or widowed, or regardless, even if you're married or with a family and kids, it is so isolating to not be able to be with your friends, with family members, and just constantly fearing getting this virus, getting COVID. And it's so troubling. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen, I think, for my parents. I'm sure grandparents. This is just an unforeseen, amazingly tragic event. One of the reasons I wanted to make this video that I've been thinking about for a while, regardless of just the pandemic issue, is I wanted to make sure that I didn't make it seem like in other videos that I have this all figured out, or that I'm immune to the effects of mental illness, that I've figured out everything I can about all the medications, and that I'm bulletproof or impervious to mental illness effects. And it's not true. Times like this with this isolation, again, even though I said that there were times that I'm like, oh, this is kind of nice, I can just stay at home, and I enjoy that, and I love, making music, playing guitar, playing video games with my wife even, which has been awesome, with friends online. But it's tough. I miss my friends, and I miss family, and my dad was supposed to come into town from Florida. Yes, Florida, like the epicenter of all this right now, twice, once in May and once here in August, and hasn't been able to. It just doesn't make sense. I haven't been able to go to church, not normally for sure anyway, and it's just not been good. And it's affected me too, even though I was like, yeah, this is all right, I'm good. Regardless of mental illness or lack thereof, it hurts. It affects you. It's incredibly difficult. I also wanted to mention as a side note that even though by and large I'm very blessed and fortunate to feel largely very stable medicinally and otherwise, I've talked in other videos about how music and prayer and things I enjoy doing can really keep me even keel. But I may have mentioned in another video, I may not have. The past 2 years or so, I've been battling tendonitis in both arms, tennis elbow and golfer's elbow on both sides. It's been a blast, a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. But I really struggle and was super bummed out. I haven't really been able to play guitar like I wanted to for a long time. Video games and whatnot. The important things, video games. But I ended up starting to take naproxen, which is an anti-inflammatory, and I was taking a few of those in the morning. I took it for a few days, and I haven't felt that weird and strange in a long time. I almost made a dumb Doctor Strange joke, and here I am saying it anyway. But I took the naproxen, and it really wigged me out, made me super tired and lethargic and super depressed. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the naproxen, but for some reason, the way it mixed with my brain chemistry and chemicals and the other meds I was taking totally zonked me out. Then, I don't know why I didn't think of it. Well, my wife suggested, why don't you try and take them at night? And they tend to make me a little sleepier, which is great for sleeping. And they seem to work pretty well. So for most nights now, I'm taking 2 naproxen, and it doesn't seem to affect my mental status negatively at all. So that's very nice. But again, I wanted to bring that up, both the naproxen and this isolation, that even under the best of circumstances, you're not immune to life and things happen. Do I handle things way, way better than I would have otherwise? Yes. I'm not sure how many of my ex-students, as it were, will see this, but I was incredibly blessed to spend 2 to 2.5 years, I think it was 2.5 years, substitute teaching. And I somewhat miraculously shifted back into a company that I used to work for before I subbed a week or two before everything closed down. And I would have been completely without a job, no subbing, no nothing. That was a miracle. I'm so very grateful for that. Have been there for several months now. But I want to address students that I'm so very sorry that you didn't get to be with your friends this spring. And for all of you seniors, college, high schoolers, that had to be terrible. Missing prom, which you could picture me dancing at prom. I was a beast. Not at all. Terrible. Terrible. But, missing prom and just being with all your classmates through the end of the year and graduation and everything, I'm so very sorry for all of you guys. And I miss you guys, and I wish all of you very well. I really, really hope that the future holds good things for you guys. I know they can and will. I was asked recently if I'm going to be going back to subbing, and in general, I'm pretty happy with where I am again now. Regular hours, same location every day. But the whole pandemic thing really puts a damper in this. And I'm very concerned for the future with the classrooms and teaching. But I have to trust God because everything's in His control. I hope for the best that everyone can stay safe and just wear masks, wash your hands all the time, keep your distance, and be safe, please. I'm a germaphobe, so I wash my hands all the time anyway. Anyone that knows me will not be surprised by that comment. But I could easily babble on and on and on about all this. But I really just wanted to come back to you and say, I'm here. I care about you guys. As always, you are not alone. Whether it's situational depression or anxiety with everything going on, panic attacks, there's so much stress going on right now. But you are loved. You are welcome. I don't do this often because this channel to me is outreach. It's not meant to be some kind of subscribe, like, comment, blah, blah, blah. I do all that garbage on my music channel, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing that on all those. But I do want to extend a welcome, if you so choose, if you want to leave a comment and just talk about how you're coping with COVID, how you're doing. I would love to see that and respond, reply, and just get a conversation going, or talk about how you are actually battling some of this depression and isolation. I'm also, the last thing I will say, very excited that this coming Friday, it'll be, what is that? July something, late July something, Friday. I was asked to give a speech for nursing students about my experiences with mental health. So this will be another great experience, I'm sure, and I'm really looking forward to it and hope that I can shed some light on mental health. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. I hope you followed it this long. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.